Yo, what's up? Complimentary to the announcement that we're gonna get the Advanced Offensive update in a couple of weeks, maybe even next week, coming with a bunch of new maps and other swag. We also get another announcement today regarding the weapons and vehicles that will be unlocked with this update. And the biggest chunk goes to the Japanese, because the Japanese need it the most, since building the Japanese army is very hard unless you know exactly what you need to do, which is, well, only comes with lots of experience. So yeah, it's very good that the Japanese are going to get a bunch of stuff, and some of these are actually absolutely necessary in order to make them even remotely on the same level as the Americans that are fighting. Keep in mind, Japanese still are fighting against the Jumbo, so yes. Yeah, they have big issues with that. So the first thing they get is a bolt action rifle, and this, by the way, an advantage of the merge. You weren't even able to reintroduce new bolt actions and other low tier weapons under the old campaign system, because no one would have grinded for that. But now you can introduce new weapons at any parts of the tech tree and people will be happy. So yeah, Japanese are gonna get a new bolt action, and this is allegedly then the best bolt action they will have overall. Well, I'm very ready for that. And it's specifically stated that this bolt action has quite a long barrel. You can imagine how damn long this blade has to be. I guess it's like half of a meter, or even longer than half of a meter. This is insane. Insanely long. Yeah, if it also gives you an actual reach advantage, this can be really, really beneficial. Yeah, well, the Japanese are the last ones who need the long blade since they have katanas, but yeah, still amazing. Yeah, a good bolt action will be really great for low battle rating Japanese. But what if you're playing mid battle rating or high battle rating? Well, here's your secret sauce for that. Japanese finally get an anti-tank grenade launcher. Now, this thing is the same rifle as this, which is great, so you automatically will have the best bolt action rifle as for the Japanese. In addition to the bolt action, to the grenade launcher part. Keep in mind it doesn't have the bayonet then, so you can't charge with it. This is important for two reasons. First of all, you really need a way to deal with low and mid-level tanks, and this will do exactly that if someone decides to play a low-level tank on mid-level battle rating. And if you know where to shoot, you can actually also blow up jumbos with that. I've already killed perfectly healthy, completely crew-filled jumbos with my German anti-tank grenade launcher in Normandy, as you can also see in my German campaign guide for Normandy from almost 1 year ago. So yeah, this will be actually a jumbo killer if you know where to aim. Spoiler alert, it's the machine gun port on the front left lower part. So yeah, also it has, also if you shoot a jumbo from the side, it also can penetrate. So yeah, like this is really good. And if you're for some reason against a completely overwhelmingly strongly armored tank, just shoot its tracks, and this will also do some wonders. Oh yeah, so this is great. And if a Sweat Lord whips out his Calliope, yeah, then just shoot the rockets in the Calliope. You will either destroy them so he can't shoot, or you will actually make them explode and then the whole Calliope explodes, which is great. Yeah, and you don't even get any disadvantages. You can still shoot groups of enemies and they will explode. And this brings you to the second advantage. The anti-tank grenade launchers are less bugged than the normal grenade launchers. So yeah, they actually work better against infantry than normal ones. And they also work against vehicles and engineer structures. And a little bonus advantage, you can put them on anti-tank gunners, which is quite a new rule for the game, which makes lots of sense and also gives them really cool flavor. Then we get something ridiculously unexpected and ridiculously good. The Japanese may already be the nation with the most amount of actual, well, no, the Germans still have too much, but the Japanese now have a ridiculously huge amount of different SMGs, and now they get another one. And this thing is literally as ridiculous as it gets. It is a 50 round drum mag SMG, semi-experimental one, because there were actually a couple of them built. And here's the thing, it has a 1200 rounds per minute fire rate. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely damn insane. It has a 20 bullets per second, easy, and usually they they give you the normal speed, the normal cadence. They don't even give you the upgrade one, so it could actually be even higher, a little bit higher. This is insane. I guess they will have the minimum amount of damage though. But if they don't, if they have a little, even if they have medium damage, this will be literally better than a PPSH. And the Japanese absolutely deserve it because they really need to have something to slap those Americans back out of the Pacific, because the Americans have their Thompsons, and if you know how to aim with them, they are better than anything the Japanese get. The only advantage the Japanese weapons have is that they're easier to aim with. But the drum mag Thompson, yeah, is ridiculously overpowered, so if this has even acceptable damage, then yeah, this will be good. And it's going to be ridiculously fun, because the PPSH has the biggest advantage of the PPSH from the Soviets is that it's just super fun to shoot it because it's so fast. And it's actually really, really relaxing and fun to hear the fire sound, because the fire sound is so fast, it's just insane. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute fan favorite. Yeah, I can't wait to play high battle rating Japanese with this thing around. And now comes the second part, the vehicles. And the vehicles give one for every nation, and then a little bit for the Japanese and the Americans. For those of you who read my community post regarding the introduction of armored personal carriers, meaning little trucks or slightly armored vehicles where you can transport soldiers with, and also which have a machine gun or heavy machine gun or even autocannon. Now, these were announced as premium vehicles, and you can pre-order them or order them normally. And the premium ones have a size of 6, and they have a machine gun, heavy machine gun, or autocannon. And, well, you can't have them normally in the game, and they're only available for Germans and Soviets. But here are the normal ones that will be added to the technology tree, which is good because you don't have to grind them extra in an event. You're just going to get them for free. And there will be quite... It's still not set which battle rating they have. I guess they will have low battle rating because, come on, they're so fragile. They're literally trucks. You can blow them up. You can penetrate with heavy machine guns and kill everyone inside. And you should be able to penetrate with most... you should be able to penetrate them with bolt actions too and stuff like that. So yeah, like, they are not that strong, but they have a very important purpose because they are mobile rally points. Whenever you drive around, people can spawn on them. And you can even just let it stay in some corner and hide it, and it will work as a rally point. And since enlisted players are notoriously lazy to build rallies and rather just run around 5 minutes in the game instead of building rallies for 30 seconds over the course of the game, yes. Enlisted players will never learn, especially not the new players which just come to the game. So yeah, like, this is absolutely important. Also, Darkflow doesn't understand rally points themselves because they were very, very hesitant regarding improving the rally point mechanics or other things. So yeah, this is very much welcome. The question is how many soldiers can be put into this. Also, there will be a normal infantry squad, and yeah, how many soldiers are they gonna spawn? I can tell you so much, it definitely will be around 6, and usually premium squads have less soldiers than normal squads, so we can assume it may be even 7, though I'm not sure. And yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be absolutely great, and also fun, and also gonna bring the game much more dynamics and strategic play, because you can actually start outflanking enemies. Usually outflanking enemies takes forever, but with these things it will be actually more viable. Also, they have quite the interesting characteristics. This Japanese one isn't only very nicely painted, but it also seems to have lots of room, but also absolutely no defense. If we take a look at the American one, well, this one has more defense. You can see it goes very highly up, quite a thick wood. But well, will it have the same amount of people you can put in, or the same amount of space? That's questionable. Also, if you look at the Soviet one, this one has, well, more wheels, and it's specifically stated that it can drive over more kinds of obstacles in the game than the other ones. Yeah, so okay, this also has 2 wheels, but I guess they gave this more armament and this less, and then just increase the power of the wheels. And the German one is the fanciest of them all because this one has actually tracks. It's a half track, and yeah, he's specifically stated to be able to cross even trenches and craters. So yeah, this is insane because right now tanks will basically always get stuck in trenches, which is ridiculously unrealistic, but yeah. Yeah, this is how it works apparently. But not with this thing. This thing will never get stuck, which is amazing. And it's stated they're available for every nation, so you're not forced to buy the premium squads. Everyone will have access to them. So the question is, once again, what's their battle rating? It's to assume it will be low battle rating because there's no reason at all to put it in third level battle rating. Despite all the advantages, they also have numerous weaknesses. First of all, they're very visible from the sky, especially if teammates are smart and mark them. And they can be destroyed by every heavy machine gun and especially autocannons from planes. And since even low-level planes have access to heavy machine guns and 20mm cannons, some even may have access to 30mm cannons, these things are very fragile. So what you want to do is you either want to use them to blitz some enemies, blitz an enemy position and quickly flank attack it. Don't attack it from the front because otherwise you're gonna get a grenade launcher projectile straight into your mobile coffin. And what you want to do is most of the time just flank a position and hide it somewhere where it will be an active rally point. And you get the speed advantage, the rally point advantage, and it isn't even that easy to blow it up then if it's well hidden, and it doesn't even matter if it got destroyed because you already had the advantages of getting quickly to the point and possibly even spawning one or two friendly squads. So yeah, this is quite good. Now regarding the other vehicles, the Japanese are gonna get 2 tanks. Well, more precisely said, they're gonna get 1 self-propelled artillery, which is anti-tank gun, which is quite thinly armored, and the worst thing is this looks very easily penetrable. Very easily penetrable, but yeah, and it's also open top. So any Molotov will do the work, but its cannon, as you can see, is quite long, quite thick, 75mm. Should be able to penetrate basically every American tank from the front except for the Jumbo. But once again, Jumbo has a weak spot in the machine gun port, and you can, with some good aim, you can penetrate it even perfectly there. And the next thing you unlock is, well, self-propelled artillery, though it looks a little bit like it can move its turret, so then it would technically be a tank. But if it doesn't move, or if it can't, well, move its cannon up and down, I guess it isn't a tank. Then yeah, whatever. It still has a good cannon. Once again, 75mm, but weaker than this one. But overall, it has much more armament. So yeah, this can be the overall safe tank for the Japanese to play. These tanks look quite cool, very distinct. You instantly recognize them as Japanese tanks. And the Japanese desperately need more tanks because the Americans have more than enough. Also, they get all the British tanks. And they also have all of the quality. The Japanese don't, and now the Japanese are going to get some additional quality. Also, very good reasons to grind Japanese now, because then you can upgrade, you can unlock all of the stuff, be it low tier or be it even high tier. So yeah, Japanese are going to get some good renaissance now. Also good for the American players who are annoyed of playing against King Tigers. If you want to play high battle rating, now the chance that you are going to get paired against Japanese, since many people are going to play Japanese now, increases. So good for all the American players. I'm going to definitely play Japanese now. And the Americans also going to get something so they don't complain and whine. The first thing they get is quite a cool low to mid-level plane, as it seems. AP4C. This thing is a fighter, which is already great because fighters have the disadvantage of being worse at bombing the ground than attacker planes. So if you want to maximize your chance to be able to play a good plane, what you want to do is you want to have a fighter and an attacker plane in your lineup. And the best thing that you can have is a fighter plane that basically acts like an attacker plane, because it's also great against the ground. Also having the additional advantage of being fast and maneuverable and having good weapons against enemy planes. And this thing literally has all of it. And some of the best planes in the game are all planes that are fighters that can also do extremely good anti-ground work. Also keep in mind P-47, the best fighter in the game, also one of the best attack plane in the game, but also one of the best fighter planes in the game due to its 6 heavy machine guns and great speed. So yeah, this thing is good. It looks quite cool, and it comes with 4 autocannons. And usually autocannons are low on ammunition, but not this one. Yeah, they got their 225 rounds. Yeah, this thing is gonna shred everything. It's impossible to survive 4 20mm autocannons. You can shred any plane in the game by touching it for 1 second. This is insane. Also, 20mm autocannons means you can shred most tanks, especially those weak-ass Japanese tanks, and you can nicely strafe the ground with it. Because 20mm create little explosions and then people are gonna die. So yeah, this is great. It's gonna be lots of fun to play it, especially on low to mid battle rating, depending where it's gonna be. And of course you get something in addition, because you get 4 HVA rockets. Yes, the great, amazing HVA rockets that can, yes, they can shred Tigers. I also think they can shred King Tigers. I don't remember if I played Americans for 1.5 days in the last week, and I killed a bunch of Tigers with the HVAs on the P-47, and I guess also King Tiger. Yeah, like shooting stuff from the top just works wonders, and the HVAs just blow up everything. So yeah, this is gonna be an absolute menace against the Japanese. Then, well, you also get M3 Lee. This is I guess a British beauty. Yeah, quite an ugly tank, and we already know that one or similar one at least from Tunisia. And this is the pre-war tank doctrine. As you can see, you have a tank that has basically like a Frankenstein monster with lots of stuff added. You get 3 machine guns. You get 4 machine guns actually. You get multiple view hatches, and you get 2 cannons. 1 big cannon for tank targets and 1 small cannon for infantry and lightly armored targets. Now, in theory, this is good, but in real life, obviously, it creates logistical issues. First of all, it's quite expensive to build. Then you need to have lots of stuff to repair it. You have to have many different parts ready. And the worst thing is, if the tracks break or something, or the engine breaks, you lost everything. If you instead would build a heavy tank or like a medium tank and a light tank, if one thing breaks, you still have the other. So you see, it's like the opportunity cost is very high, and yeah, if stuff goes bad, it goes very bad. In-game though, this isn't a problem. And in-game it's actually quite fun to use these 2 separate cannons. Though once again, having just 1 heavier cannon would be better. And the armament isn't the best either. It looks very strongly armored, but you can guess that if you penetrate somewhere here, it's gonna explode. If you penetrate here, it's gonna explode. So yeah, if it's mid battle rating, this is gonna be really, really okay, especially against the Japanese. Also, it looks very cool and quite unique. And running this against the Japanese tanks will be quite, cinematic, I guess. Alright, we already covered these things. Also, they're gonna get a Sherman tank. Yep. Now, this looks basically exactly like the Tunisian Sherman. Question is it also, does it have the same specifications? Overall, the Sherman is quite good, because it has quite a good cannon, quite a good speed, 5 crewmates, a heavy machine gun, which is very underrated. I use it constantly. It's ridiculously strong. It has like, I don't know, it has so much ammunition, you basically never have to reload. You're gonna kill 10 to 20 enemies before you reload it. And the overheating is also slow. So this thing is absolutely strong. And the armament is also quite good. You get easily penned from the side, but you don't get easily penned into the turret from the front. And penning the hull, well, some things it can ignore little to medium shells, but higher shells that instantly explode, so it depends on the matchup. But overall, quite a good tank. If it's gonna be mid-level, it's gonna be really good too. And the Soviets also want stuff, and here's the thing that confused many players if you read some of the first comments, and also confused me in the beginning. they're gonna get a machine gun for normal machine gunners as a normal unlock in the tech tree with a 100 round belt and 600 rounds per minute fire rate. Now here's the question, don't the Soviets already have something similar? Yeah, they already have a machine gun that you can unlock with 100 rounds. And here's the deal, this looks like it's gonna have higher damage because the other one has reduced damage. This one will have possibly higher damage. If this thing has high damage, this will be possibly the best machine gun in the game. Because currently the best machine gun in the game is the American one with 100 bullets. This thing can actually surpass it, and if it does, yeah, it is gonna be the king of machine guns. Also, it looks quite cool. So yeah, the Soviets don't really need it. They literally do not need it. But yeah, I guess no one complains that they're gonna have it, except for some German players. But yeah, the German players, don't worry, the belt-fed MG42 with 150 bullets is coming, I guess in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then Germany is gonna be the best machine gun nation once again, as it was in real life too. Alright, that's it. If you like spoilers, here's some modeling designs from tanks that will be added in the future. And you get some Japanese atrocity. It's basically it's like a Dicker Max for the Japanese as it looks. This thing should be able to penetrate basically everything, even jumbos from the front. And here we see Pershings, and the Pershing, for those who don't know, was quite a super tank, the American heavy tank that could actually go for hunt of tigers. And yeah, it can penetrate tigers, in theory easily, but in real life not that easily. But in game, yeah, that's a question. In game, I guess it will be able to penetrate tigers on around 50% of the front area. But keep in mind, the tiger is going to penetrate you easily back with one shot to the front too. So this isn't just a complete unfair game changer, but it's a very good addition for the Americans. So they get it easier against the German tanks. The only downside of adding stuff like this is that, well, the Japanese are going to suffer once again. But I guess that's why they also instantly started working on this thing, so you can penetrate the American super tanks too. Alright, let me know what you think. My personal opinion is I hope we're gonna get this as quickly as possible, preferably in 1 week, next week, because, well, I want to have new maps. And, well, people want to get stuff before Christmas, not after Christmas, obviously. So yeah, let's hope for that. And until next time, goodbye.